In the Assurance Overview Clients and Network Devices Impact sections, we can find evidence of issues that affect the user experience inside the locally managed network. In other words, if you manage the network, you likely have control over those issues and can troubleshoot directly. What about problems that occur outside the network, such as with the internet service provider or in the cloud? Those are likely outside your control, and the lack of visibility leaves you wondering if the problem is with the application server or somewhere on the internet. For networks running ThousandEyes on their Meraki MX security appliances, Assurance Overview offers an Applications Impact section that's based on an integration between the Meraki dashboard and ThousandEyes. You configure the applications that are critical to your enterprise and users, then the rest is automatic. Assurance runs synthetic tests from the MX to each of the application servers, as if actual users were using the applications, and reports back on any issues. Let's explore and find out more about it. The Applications Impact section has the list of all applications that have been configured for monitoring. The application order will change based on its health, from the worst health score at the top to the best score at the bottom. If you have a lot of applications, this section will also place them on multiple pages. At a glance, we can tell that there are 15 monitored applications, and they have an aggregate health score of 98 out of 100 and have lost 2 points over the last day. That's still pretty good, but let's pick one out to inspect anyway. Office 365. It has a health score of 0 out of 100 with 71 potentially affected clients. Each application has 2 entries for network layers, Internet and Application. Assurance Overview can distinguish between root causes in the Internet and with the application service. The Internet layer shows 71 clients potentially impacted. The application layer has the same number of affected clients. There must be multiple issues occurring. We can select Internet to display the history of loss and latency over the path from the MX to the server. There's been plenty of packet loss and a consistently high latency. Now let's go back and select Application. The availability graph shows a history of how the application's HTTP server has responded to test interactions from the MX ThousandEyes agent. As long as the server responds with a return code less than 400, it's considered to be live and available. However, if it returns 400 or above, some error has occurred, and the service must not be available. This availability graph is completely red, indicating the server has been problematic for quite some time. The response time graph shows the elapsed time between the HTTP request and the server's response, even if it responds with an error code. This application's response time graph is completely empty. If the server has responded with anything, it's alive and there should be response time measurements to show. Check out the alert message at the bottom. The server hasn't been able to respond because DNS couldn't resolve its hostname for any of the clients. That sure is helpful information that'll let us focus right on the root cause.